you're right about trying to cover these 4 innings, that it might be an inning and a third for each one of these guys. Hey, give me an inning and a third, and that should be able to do it. What you run into, what you've got to be leery of, is how many pitches does it take you to get that inning and a third?
Well, the comebacker to the mound, that'll help as Tucker's retired, 2 down.
Mastercraft. Master every DIY project with over 1,600 tools and accessories.
Bottom 6, Blue Jays 5, Astros 3 at Minute Maid Park in Houston. And a couple of quick outs for Tyler Chatwood. He's working to the bottom of the order. Here's the number 8 hitter, Miles Straw, who's 0 for 2. Remember, Chatwood was on the injured list for a brief stint, but he's back, and every healthy available arm is important right now for the Blue Jays out of the bullpen. And let's not forget that A.J. Cole is on the active roster as of tonight. He's been on the taxi squad the whole season, so every 2 or 3 days throwing bullpens wherever the team happens to be. But do they put him into a high leverage situation right out of the gate in his first appearance? Have to wait and see.
Yeah, that would be tough. I saw him throw last week in Dunedin. There's nothing wrong with his arm. He was popping that ball in there.
Nothing wrong with Tyler Chatwood's arm either. A very nice 1, 2, 3, bottom of the 6th.
To lead off the 7th, and if you missed it, he had another home run tonight. This one 448 feet, the longest of his career. Of course, on Thursday in Oakland, he launched his very first of the campaign and then followed that up with another at Minute Maid Park last night. Now, Jansen told me he's not trying to be so wide in his stance at the plate, but that the biggest adjustment is not waiting to see what pitch is coming. Instead, I'm just being on time with the fastball and then reacting to the off-speed stuff. Jansen was encouraged with how well he'd been making contact with the baseball, even though the results weren't there. Hitting the ball hard is better than striking out when you're struggling. At least you're giving yourself a chance. Dan.
Thank you, Hazel. Yeah, think back. Remember the ball he hit to third, took the glove right off of Mike Brasso's hand when they were playing the Rays
Leading off
a
tonight
ways
for
back.
Toronto.
The quality of contact had been improving for Jansen for about a week leading up to the last 3 games, and he's homered in each of those 3. Sounds like he's simplifying it, Tabby. Look for the fastball, adjust to the off-speed stuff. Just keep it simple as he takes low ball 1.
Yeah, and get
That's
it started.
What do you got?
That's the main thing. A lot of times when hitters go into slumps, they're not seeing the ball because they're not starting early. I'm not talking about starting your swing. I'm talking about starting your load. So he's started his load a little bit earlier. He's getting on time. That's helping his timing. And he's starting to hit the ball with a little bit more authority. You mentioned, Dan, about him hitting the ball hard. And again, that's always the first step, I think, when you come out of a slump. Start to make good contact. That's a good sign that you're going to start coming out of it.
Pops it up third base
No
side,
ball.
and
One strike.
Bregman has a play in foul territory for out number 1.
I don't know about you, but I think a couple more runs would really help and take a little pressure off.
You know what?
Dugout.
I'm not going to disagree with that statement. they still got a ways to go. I'm sure Charlie Montoya would like a couple
He's
more.
out.
Make this one a little bit less stressful. Still got 9 outs to get.
The first base.
Marcus Semien over 2 with a walk tonight.
0-1.
Nobody throwing, by the way, in the Blue Jay bullpen right now, so it is going to be Tyler Chatwood to come back out for the bottom of the 7th. And Chatwood terrific, 3 up, 3 down on 10 pitches in the 6th inning. Meanwhile, right-hander Brian Abreu is now throwing for Houston. Semien with a fly ball to right center field, and Straw, the center fielder, is there to make the
That's a
play.
foul
2 down.
ball. Tie.
He could cover some ground in the outfield. That looked like it might fall. Charlie Montoya was hoping that that ball was going to fall. Get a guy on base with his best hitters coming up.
Bo Bichette looking to get in on the action. Bo struck out in all 3 at-bats tonight against Javier.
Leading up for the break.
And we talked off the top about
right
Bichette
fielder.
and Gurriel, 2 very aggressive guys, and Javier got him to
Junior.
chase sliders. And those 2 guys, Bichette and Gurriel, 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts against Javier. So Bo's
Batting second.
happy to be
The
happy to
catcher.
see somebody else on the mound for the Astros right now.
Garno. 0-2.
1-0 and a fastball fouled off, 1-1.
He's safe.
That was a good swing, aggressive swing, and he'll take his share of swings. First time that they are seeing scrub.
He's out.
And a fastball just above the knees for a strike, 1-2. Maldonado
Batting
kind of
first.
caught it a little
The
bit
left fielder.
awkwardly as he reached to his
First
left, but
down.
it did look like it had the bottom of the zone.
0-2. No balls. 1 strike.
And up and away, 2-2.
Out.
3 swingers would swing at that pitch right there with 2 strikes, but he's just an aggressive swinger who's got a very good approach when he gets the 2 strikes.
The right fielder. Teoscar Hernandez.
Had a good hack at that. That's the kind of pitch sometimes that he hits hard to the opposite field, but he just missed it and fouled it back.
Behind it just a little bit. Scrub came up last year, and you know, with COVID, everybody stayed within their division, so the only batter who has faced him was Marcus Semien. He was 0 for 1 in his career against him. Everybody else, they're getting their first looks at him.
Somehow got a piece of that
He's
letter
out.
high fastball. Still 2-2.
That is fair. The second base.
Keep battling. Make him throw a lot of pitches. When the Blue Jays are swinging, they're seeing a lot of pitches, and they're making that pitcher work, making them come to them.
2 down with the bases empty. 5-3 Blue Jays top 7.
Biggio.
And another 2-2 pitch. Takes a ball in the dirt. It's a full count.
Ball inside.
Never understood that, why a catcher would point to the pitcher and say, hey, throw it in the dirt.
Hey.
You know, I'll block it for you. But you got to remember who's hitting. He was swinging at that slider from Javier because he wasn't picking it up. Curveball, a little bit different story.
Ground ball to the right side. Altuve to his left and on to first in time to retire Bichette and the Blue Jays in the top of the 7th.
Batting. The center fielder, Randall Richard. No, down. Leading up for the Braves, the second baseman, Ozzie Albi. Ball. We're playing 12. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball. Out. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Gansby.
Tonight's Jays Care 50-50 jackpot tickets are on sale now. The jackpot is approaching $4,000. Visit BlueJays.com/5050 for your chance to win. Along with Pat Tabler and Hazel May, I'm Dan Schulman. Hazel and I here with the Sportsnet Studios in Toronto. Pat is home in Cincinnati. The Blue Jays in Houston. And leading 5-3 going to the bottom of the 7th. As Martin Maldonado takes a strike from Tyler Chatwood, who had a very effective, efficient 3-up, 3-down bottom of the 6th. And Charlie is sent it back out there looking for more. 4 right-handed batters scheduled if it were to get that far. Here in the 7th inning for Houston. And again, the bullpen very thin.
Got it.
With just about everybody having pitched last night. Chatwood rested, Romano rested. Who else is available? We don't know.
Leading off for the Houston, the third baseman.
Yeah, we don't know. So they're going to be playing this batter to batter. Chatwood only threw 10 pitches in that inning. So he should be nice and fresh. Maybe they can squeeze another inning out of him. His last time out in that inning versus Oakland, he threw an inning, but it took him 22 pitches to get through that inning. So now if you count on how many pitches he throws, you figure his season high is 25. He can do that.
But like you said earlier in the game, when the number 9 hitter who's hitting in the 140s, when he's leading off, you've got to get Maldonado. You don't want to get anything started for the Astros then with the top of the order coming up.
Yeah, don't give him any confidence or even thoughts of trying to come back. So you got to get that first guy right here.
And it looks like he will. Lazy fly ball to left field. Gurriel drifting into the alley, makes the catch, 1 down.
That's an out.
Well, mission accomplished right there for Tyler Chatwood. Get that first batter. Now you got to deal with Altuve and Diaz. And batter by batter. I'm sure they are plotting this out.
No balls, 1 strike.
1 batter at a time.
And at some point, I would imagine that Dusty Baker will bring Michael Brantley up as a pinch hitter, but that could be for Miles Straw. That spot's a ways away, so right now you pretty much know what you're going to get. Again, nobody up in the Blue Jays pen. This inning belongs to Chatwood right now. Now Altuve 2 for 3 tonight, 4 for 7 in the series as he takes low ball 1.
Chatwood was a National League pitcher. He's pitched with a couple of different teams. Altuve has faced him. He's only faced him 3 times. He's 1 for 3 in his career versus Tyler Chatwood.
Fouled off the end of the bat, 1-1.
Looks like he's got a good breaking
Playing
ball
12,
tonight.
1-2.
He has had a strikeout, at least 1 strikeout in every appearance this season. He picked up 1 to get Straw to end last inning.
Batting eight.
You know, given all the injuries in the bullpen, and this was kind of an under-the-radar signing, didn't generate a whole lot of buzz in the offseason. He's become a very important guy in the bullpen with all of the injuries that the Blue Jays have sustained down there. He's been around for a while, and Charlie Montoyo and Pete Walker, they're not afraid to throw him out there in just about any situation.
And he was one of those guys on the injured list. Remember that? He had right triceps inflammation. He was on the injured list from April the 6th through April the 22nd.
Bouncing ball short. Boy, a tough hop. The ball didn't come up for Bichette, and he still makes the play to get him 2 down.
2 balls, 1 strike.
We'll have to see the replay.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full, 3-2.
It looked like it hit the lip right there. Bichette, wow, he made a heck of a play. He's been playing some good shortstop lately.
The right fielder.
That was a tricky play to
no
get
ball,
a very
1 strike.
good hitter and keep him off the bases.
Ball.
So 2 down now. Aledmus Diaz fouls one back. I don't know what's worse, when you get an unexpectedly big hop, and the ball jumps up on you, or when the ball stays down and you don't get the hop that you're looking for.
Down is harder, and Bo made that look easy. You can see he's kind of shaking his head how tough that was. Tricky little hop. It looked like he was going to feel it in the middle of his body, and he had to go backhanded after that hop.
Another ground ball, this time for Biggio, and 6 up, 6 down for Tyler Chatwood, with Vladdy set to lead off the top of the 8th.
Leading off the Toronto, the left fielder, Gurriel.
No. 1-0. Playing 12, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Number 11, shortstop, Bo Bichette. Now batting, the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
The final playoff spot in the Central Division, and they face the Blackhawks tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Sportsnet and Sportsnet Now. Blue Jays up 5-3 on Houston. Got all 5 of their runs early, Tabby. Off the starter tonight for the Astros, Christian Javier.
He had come into this game giving up just 1 home run this whole season before the Blue Jays
1-2
got a hold of him. Biggio beat that. He doubled it with a home run in the 2nd. Then Danny Jansen hit a home run in the 3rd inning, and he seemed to get a little bit stronger then after that inning. So he is out. The 3rd pitcher of the evening will be Brian Abreu. Abreu last pitched on Wednesday when the team was in New York. He's got great stuff. He throws strikes, but at times that can be hard to come by for him. But he's got a good arm.
The left fielder.
This is up and in. Ball 1 to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladdy is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. He'll be followed by Teoscar Hernandez and Randall Grichuk. Blue Jays led 5-0 early. The Astros got 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. And then a great job by Tyler Chatwood out of the Blue Jay pen. 6 up and 6 down. And it's still a 2-run lead now in the 8th.
Yeah, and we'll see what they do with them. I mean, he's on the bench, 2 very good innings. That's a season high for him.
Out.
And Guerrero with a bouncer to the right side, and he is retired. So 0 for 3 on the night.
Number 1
down.
Second baseman, Ozzie.
Abreu into this ball game. You can see he has got good stuff as Jordan Romano is now warming up for the Blue Jays. There's the next pitcher.
It's interesting. So we had talked about maybe it's 3 pitchers for 4 innings, and then Chatwood went out and pitched 2 innings, and now it's Romano. And I get that Bregman's up first, Gurriel up third, middle of the order. But, you know, you wonder if plan A is to ask Jordan Romano to get 6 outs tonight.
Ball. Playing 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I would feel very confident with that. You know, just based on what he has been doing lately. He's looking like his old self.
Out.
2-0 the count on Hernandez. 0 for 3 tonight. George Springer again looking on the other side of the ballpark that he called home for 7 years. Hoping to get back as soon as he can.
No ball, 1 strike.
Big cut by Teoscar. Fouls it off 2-1.
He had a pitch to hit from Abreu. He's got a mid-90s fastball, sharp curve, and a slider. He fell behind Teoscar and threw him a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Teoscar wanted to go deep again against his former team.
Bouncer foul, third base side, 2-2. A lot of connections between these teams with the trades they've made in recent years, and of course the Biggio connection, as well as Rowdy Tellez is looking in case he should come up against Brian Abreu this inning.
Teoscar.
The 2-2, and a swing and a miss to get him 2 down.
Well, that's why they like him. He shortened his stride this year to try and help him stay on track towards home plate. At times he can get out there a little bit too far, and that throws his pitches out of whack. But that time a pretty good slider. 2 strikes to get Hernandez.
So 2 down. Here's Randall Grichuk. And another good night for Randall. 1 for 2 with a walk, and the one was a 2-run double. Chop foul, 1-1.
His at-bats have been so good on this road, and everything has been left center to right center. He is focusing in on those areas, and that's where he's been hitting the ball.
Up the middle, but they're playing the shift. Altuve to the left of second, and they don't get him, as the ruling at first base by the umpire Jeremy Rehak is that Gurriel came off the bag.
You mentioned the throwing problems that Altuve had in the playoffs. That didn't look very smooth from behind second base. They have him in the shift. He fielded the ball fine, but the ball was a little bit high. Well, it sure looks like his foot is on there before Randall gets there, and we'll see if the Blue Jays are going to take a look. It just pulls him up and away a little bit. It's in the glove. Does his foot get down before Grichuk's?
Yeah.
It looks like it.
The crowd reacting, they have seen the replay, and if it is what we thought it was, they'll overturn this. The Astros are actually coming off the field right now. They are confident that this is going to be overturned. It sure looked like Gurriel got the foot back down in time. This one taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. Jordan Romano's waiting to come into the game, waiting for the ruling. He's already come out of the bullpen. He knows that he's coming on in the 8th inning.
Everybody's waiting. They're waiting. We're waiting to write it down in our book. The Astros are starting to walk off the field. Jordan Romano is waiting to come into the ball game. And if they're looking at the replay that we saw, it looked like his foot was down before Randall got there.
And the call on the field was that he was safe. We'll see. Headsets are coming off, and he's out. So they do overturn the call. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th with the Blue Jays leading 5-3. Time now for a Blue Jays Central update. Once again, here are Jamie and Joe. Chance at great prizes. Play Blue Jays Pick 3 presented by Budweiser for your chance to win an exciting grand prize, including a barbecue and a Bud fridge. Visit BlueJays.com/ballpark app or scan the QR code right now on your phone. The Blue Jays up 5-3, going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Mats went 5, Chatwood 2 perfect innings, and now to begin the bottom of the 8th, Tabby, it's Jordan Romano.
And Jordan has been pitching much better lately. Scoreless baseball over his last 4 outings. He's going to face that's batting second in this inning. So a big spot right now for Jordan Romano.
Yeah, he's getting the 3 best hitters they have, really. Alex Bregman, Yordan Alvarez, and Yuli Gurriel. And he starts Bregman with a fastball high for ball 1.
The second baseman, PK.
Bregman tonight 2 for 3 with a single and a double. He is 5 for 7 in the series so far.
7 o'clock.
I got the count 0-2.
The 1-0. And a slider in there for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, he's got that get me over slider that he will throw early in the count.
1-0.
And then he's got the wipeout slider that he can use to get the strikeouts. In between,
2
very
balls,
good
no
fastball.
strike.
Upper 90s fastball.
Slider hooked to left field and down for a base
2 balls,
hit.
1 strike, the count.
And Bregman on his way to second and in there with a double. The Blue Jays just cannot get this guy out right now.
That is third.
He does his homework. He studied pitchers. He sees tendencies. And he's all over that slider. Look at how level that swing is when he comes through the strike zone.
1-1.
Stays in there a long time, that bat. Right on that hitter's plane, another extra base hit for
2-1.
Bregman. A good start for the Astros in the 8th.
So the tying run comes to the plate. And it's Yordan Alvarez, who's already homered tonight, and he's driven in all 3 runs the Astros have tonight. Fastball there, 0-1.
Leading up for Toronto.
I love these matchups late in ball games. Power pitcher, power hitter. Who's going to win the
0-1's the
battle?
count.
A 350 hitter with power against a guy who's hit triple digits this year.
The 0-1 on the way. Swing and a miss, and a good sharp slider right there. 0-2.
Batting second. The right
that's
fielder.
the one he's going to
Hey,
need
Oscar.
to get under the bat of Yordan
Ball
Alvarez.
inside.
Tight squeeze. Wow, that is a tight slider.
Ball.
Well, 50-50 shot. Back to the fastball or throw him another slider. Way out in front, 0-2.
That's ball 3.
And the slider fouled off. And I think, Tabby, Danny Jansen was trying to
3-1.
decoy right
3 balls,
there. He gave,
1
remember
strike.
what Joe Siddle was talking about last night? Danny gave a really high target initially, which makes you think it's a fastball. You're not going to throw a slider up there. And then at the last second, got into a deeper crouch and lowered his glove.
Totally
Batting
deked
third.
him with that runner out
Second
at second base. That runner can give you location, and Danny was trying to fool him.
Ball. That's inside.
0-2. And a fastball fouled back. And that time you saw Jansen
1
tap
ball,
the
1
dirt
strike.
with his glove, which makes you think it's a slider, but it was a high 99-mile-an-hour fastball. So the Blue Jays are definitely tonight aware of the fact that they've got to be, a little bit. They've got to keep things under wraps a little bit more. They cannot give any information to the Astros that might give away the signs.
The right fielder.
Yeah, and then keep changing it up also.
0-1.
You got to make sure everybody's on the same page, though.
0-2 again.
That's out.
And a weak ground ball to second. Simeon's got it. On to first to get Alvarez. To third on the play is Bregman.
Well, that is a nasty slider right in on the
Ball, that's
hands against a good hitter. I mean, that thing ate him up. Shows you the type of stuff that Jordan Romano has.
So the Astros get 90 feet. The Blue Jays get an out. And here's Yuli Gurriel, 1 for 3. Had a double back in the 4th. And the Blue Jays will concede the run on the ground ball. They're up by 2. So they'll trade the run for the out if it means retiring Gurriel. First pitch slider in for a strike.
Counts 1-0.
Urshela.
Jordan, when he came back off the injured list, felt like he was going a little bit too quick. He wasn't. He was trying to slide step to shut down the running game, but since he's come back, he said, "You know what? I'm going to forget about that. I'm going to be myself."
He's out.
That high leg kick.
Ground ball to short. This will get the run home, but Bichette throws out Gurriel for out number 2.
Leading up for the Jays. The third baseman.
And his timing has been good at the plate. The Astros manufacture a run against him on a double. They move him over, and he scores on the ground ball out.
Left-hander Brooks Raley, right-hander Ryan Stanek. The Blue Jays very familiar with him from his time with Tampa Bay, of course. They're up in the bullpen right now. The Blue Jay lead is down to 1.
Number 44.
There are 2 outs and the bases are empty. The batter is Carlos Correa. And the pitch. Fastball drilled in at 98. Strike 1.
Yeah, he's feeling it right now. Every pitch has a little something extra on it. He knows the importance of this at-bat.
Batting 6. The first baseman. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Upstairs at 98.
0-1's
Ball
the
to
count.
strike on Correa.
Hang on.
All is quiet in the Blue Jay pen. We have seen Travis Bergen walking around a little bit. Looks like he is potentially in play, and we'll see how much Charlie Montoyo is asking of Jordan Romano tonight. Blue Jays trying to do anything they can to hang on to this one. The 1-1. And a slider bounced foul, 1-2.
The left fielder.
That hit him. He's got first.
That last pitch didn't have the type of rake that we saw against Yordan Alvarez. That one just spun and stayed in the middle of the plate.
0-1.
Correa fouled it off. If he's going to get him, he's got to throw it down and away.
Well, these are the kinds of games can age a manager. Oh, it just swing and a miss. He got him. That'll make Charlie feel pretty good. Jordan Romano with a big strikeout of Correa, and the Blue Jays will take a 1-run lead to the ninth.
Leading off for the Yankees, the designated hitter, Mike Hawk.
Phone's ringing, dude.
Batting eighth, the shortstop, Labor Torres.
Ball. That's inside. No, that's down. Count's full.
Batting ninth, the catcher, Kyle Higashioka.
Kevin Biggio will lead off the ninth inning. Here's what he did back in the second inning. His father, Craig, hit 79 home runs in this ballpark. This is his first one. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. Pulls it left here at 104 miles per hour. That's Kevin's first, so he needs 78 more to catch his dad.
The count is 2-1
in that ballpark.
He'll lead off the top of the ninth. The Blue Jays 5 and the Astros 4. And back to the bullpen for Houston. Left-hander Brooks Raley has come in, 32 years of age. Guy who broke in with the Cubs way back in 2012. Spent a couple of years pitching a little bit for Chicago, and then wound up spending 5 years pitching in Korea before coming back and resuming his major league career last season.
Fastball's about 91, 92, but he mostly sticks with his slider and his cutters to both sides of the plate. He'll get a lefty who match up for him, the first batter.
And a little bit inside, ball one to Biggio, who has also grounded out and walked tonight in addition to the home run. 5 runs on just 4 hits for the Blue Jays tonight. They haven't had a hit since the 4th inning. Chopped foul, the ball and a strike.
The batter, the center fielder.
Yeah, the bullpen has been pretty good for the Houston Astros. Abreu was very good.
Outside, that's a ball.
Retired all 5 batters that he faced. It's the base on balls. That has been the difference in this ball game.
2-0.
Walked 4. 3 of them came around to score.
Outside to Biggio, ball 2. He'll be followed by Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Rowdy Tellez here in the top of the 9th inning.
Out.
And inside, ball 3.
Ball 1, no strike.
Typical Kevin Biggio type of at bat, huh? Battling against a tough lefty. Calmly gets himself into a fastball count.
And he'll draw his second walk of the night. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership.
0-1's the count.
Travis Bergen throwing in the Blue Jay bullpen. Doesn't necessarily mean he is coming in right away to begin the bottom of the ninth, but he is certainly under consideration, in play, available, however you want to say it. Again, Meza and Baraki both pitched last night. Unfortunate Baraki had to come into a game like that, but he did because they were just out of arms and just trying to find a way to get through to the end of the game. And Bergen couldn't pitch last night because he had gone 2 innings the night before, or the day before, in Oakland. So Bergen in play potentially for the bottom of the ninth inning.
And probably for Michael Brantley, if Brantley gets a pinch hitting chance, we'll see how that one plays out.
Bounced in a ball and a strike to Gurriel. The Astros have a left-handed batter leading off the bottom of the ninth in Kyle Tucker. And then their 2 weakest hitters, Miles Straw and Martin Maldonado. So again, to go back a little bit, give a lot of credit to Chatwood for what he did. And yes, Romano gave up a run in the 8th inning, but he faced the heart of the order. It's the bottom third of the order coming up in the bottom of the ninth for Houston. 1-2 on Gurriel.
The batter, number 11, shortstop, Bo.
Rowdy Tellez on deck for the Blue Jays. As Romano looks on.
No balls, 2 strikes.
2-2.
Inside, ball 1. We got time.
We were talking about breathing room. How about some breathing room right here at the bottom of the lineup? See if they could scratch a couple of runs across.
Yep, that ball went out.
Wants to get another shot out.
And he's trying to encourage Gurriel to get something going here with Biggio aboard. The 2-2. And in and out of the mid of Maldonado again, the 3rd time tonight on a 2-strike foul ball that he hasn't been able to squeeze it.
0-1.
Kevin Biggio was the other recipient of that, if I remember, and he ended up walking. A couple of foul tips that he couldn't hold on to it. Now you got to make him pay, Lourdes, right here.
Reaches for it and fouls it off to stay alive at 2-2.
That's out. That's outside.
Guerrero and the Blue Jays were up 5-0 early. It's now 5-4. Top of the 9th inning.
Helpful.
Another 2-2. And a bouncing ball weakly hit towards third. Bregman off the glove of Gurriel on the throw. Everybody is safe and Biggio into third.
The batter, number 8, second baseman, Kevin.
We are going to have to see how they score that.
But it
0-1's
looked
the count. Like Yuli Gurriel was trying to stretch for the ball and keep his foot on the base at the same time. Bregman makes a good play getting over there. It's a high throw, so we're not sure if he's going to get a throwing error or a drop ball over at first base, but a heads-up play by Kevin Biggio. Here's the throw. He stretches, and he should have caught that ball. But a heads-up play by Kevin Biggio. He goes first to third on that ground ball to third.
Maybe Yuli just wanted to spend some quality time with his little brother at first base.
Ball.
A meeting on the mound now for Brooks Raley. We're waiting for the scoring. Got to be E3, I would think. Got to be an error on Yuli. I mean, it wasn't a perfect throw, but it was certainly one that should be caught as the Gurriels talk things over. And what a break for the Blue Jays. Now runners on the corners with nobody out. And Santiago Espinal is going to come up and bat for Rowdy Tellez with a left-hander on the mound.
The shortstop, Labor Torn.
Yeah, and they can't go to the bullpen because he's got to face 3 batters, right? So this is working out nicely for the Blue Jays.
Now pitching for the Blue Jays.
First and third.
Number
the
57.
drop ball or the mishandled ball, a catchable ball.
That's a ball.
And the Blue Jays have a chance to add to their lead.
Infield in. First and third, nobody out. And a first pitch breaking ball over the outside corner for a strike.
Now batting, the catcher.
We have not gotten official word on the scoring down in Houston. We know it's an error because we can see that on the scoreboard. It wouldn't be on Bregman, so it's got to be 3. And let's see if Espinal can take advantage, get something through the infield, something in the air, and get a run home. He takes outside, 1-1.
He has done a good job. This is a lot to ask for a young player to sit around and then come in and pinch hit and do something for the team. This season, he's 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter.
Now batting.
And just stay with what you've been doing and stay with what has worked for you. And that is pick out a pitch in the middle of the plate and just try and get it into the outfield with some depth to it. And he's done that very well so far in his short time that he's been with the Blue Jays.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
The air on Gurriel, giving the Blue Jays a great opportunity to add to their lead. Way outside, 2 balls and a strike.
He is in a hitter's count again.
Out. He's out.
Louis Rivera with some words over there. Watch the line drive, go on the ground. Stay out of the double play.
Decent hole on the right side. Big cut in the foul back. 2-2 on Espinal.
The third baseman, Travis.
Now his mindset should change just a little bit. He's not trying to drive the ball into the outfield because he's got 2 strikes. He's just trying to now make contact and hit a line drive somewhere. You're not going to have that big swing to try and drive it that deep into the outfield. You'll take it for sure, but what you want to guard against right here, you don't want to strike out. You want to have a positive at-bat.
0-1.
2-2. Bouncing ball back to the mound. Raley has it. Looks Biggio back at third. Takes the out at first. 1 down.
What do you got?
Every local family-owned home hardware supports the specific needs of their community because that's what being locally owned genuinely Canadian is all about.
So the Blue Jays up 5-4 in the top of the 9th inning, and they've got runners at second and third now with 1 out. And has Danny Jansen been lifted for a pinch hitter? Oh, he's gone back to the dugout. That's what's happening. We've got a pitching change coming for the Astros. So Jansen going back to get a little bit of information. It's a familiar face. Joe Smith is on his way in for the Astros with the Blue Jays looking to add to their lead.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
He beat it.
Now batting, the left fielder.
0-1's the count.
Lourdes Gurriel. Now batting, center fielder, Randall Grichuk.
0-2 is the count.
Now batting, number 85.
0-1.
Leading off for the Yankees, the first baseman, Luke.
We'll wrap up the series tomorrow afternoon. Blue Jays Central comes away at 1:30 Eastern Time. First pitch just after 2 o'clock. And again, all expectations are that Nate Pearson is going to make the start for the Blue Jays tomorrow afternoon. Blue Jays up 5-4, top 9 here. And hey, this guy looks familiar. It's Joe Smith, Tabby.
Yeah, one of the best guys in baseball. He's off to a bit of a rough start this season. 13 games. His ERA is just over 7. For his career,
Did he go?
He has been around a long time. He is the active major league leader in career appearances. And right now, he's just trying to find that good sinker, good slider combination that he has pitched and used for a long time in the big leagues.
And Danny Jansen trying to get at least one runner home here in the top of the 9th. Biggio's at third. Gurriel's at second, 1 out, and Jansen pops it foul out of play.
0-1.
Obviously a tougher matchup for a right-handed batter against a guy like Joe Smith, and that's why Smith is in there. The Blue Jays with a lot of righties scheduled to come up. Danny with another home run tonight. His third in as many games.
He's got to stay on Joe Smith. Joe's been around a long time, and he knows in these situations how to get these type of hitters out. The quality of his pitches are still there. He's just been missing and giving up his share of hits. Danny's got to stay on him because it's tough to pick the ball up from that release point from Joe Smith.
The 1-1. Fouled it back, 1-2. That was a breaking ball. Got a lot of the play. Jansen's kind of got a look on his face like I should have turned that one around.
Yeah, it's a bad feeling too when you know you should have hit that pitch infield in. You're just trying to get it into the outfield. Joe's been missing on his locations like once every hitter, and he's paid for it. He makes that one mistake, and he's paid for it so far early this season.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
An error on Yuli Gurriel, allowing Lourdes Gurriel to reach.
Ball 2.
Then an Espinal ground out, and now Jansen with 2 in scoring position.
Nope, that's inside.
And the 1-2 lays off outside to even it up.
I told you that he's been around a long time. This is his 796th appearance in the big leagues. He first pitched for the Mets way back in 2007. Danny knows all about him.
Your attention, please.
And Jansen lays off another down and away breaking ball. Now it's a full count.
0-1's the count.
Shoemaker.
The count, 0-2. Aye.
3-2.
Up next
threw him a fastball. Jansen fouls it off.
0-1.
Urshela.
Yeah, he'll throw that thing and sink it right in on your hands if he thinks that you're trying to sit out there and look for that slider. Trying to take some spin off that sinker just to be able to throw it and have a little bit more quality to that pitch.
Out on the tag.
And another foul off by Jansen. Having a good battle here with Joe Smith. Boy, a base hit would feel huge in this situation to give
Leading off for the Jays,
Romano, Bergen, or some combination of the two. A little bit more margin for error in the bottom of the 9th. Infield way in for the Astros. And again the 3-2 and a swing and a miss. Jansen strikes out, 2 down.
He's been doing that a long time. He had a couple of pitches to hit early in that at-bat.
Right fielder.
But Joe Smith's done this a long time. He'll throw that 88-mile-an-hour fastball and sink it in and then drop down and throw that rising slider. The optical illusion of that thing up in the strike zone is tough to get on top of it.
So now Marcus Semien 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. 2 down now, so the infielders can back up for the Astros. And the first pitch is outside.
Now batting, second baseman, Kevin.
No, that's me.
And a strike, 1-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
There's the sweeper right there. I think he has the ability to throw that anytime he wants to for a strike. He's given up 17 hits in 10 innings now this season.
Way outside. A sliding stop there by Maldonado. And it's 2 balls and a strike on Simeon.
The third baseman, number 6, Travis Shaw.
Got him. That's an out.
Double in scoring position with 2 down and the 2-1. A swing and a high fly ball down the left field line, but he pulled it foul. And it is 2-2 on Simeon.
Yeah, if anybody should know him, know Joe Smith, it's Marcus Simeon. They were in the same division for a long time. He's had 15 at-bats, by far the most at-bats against Joe Smith from the young Jays point of view.
2-2. Simeon reaches for it, sends a fly ball to left, and it's gone! Marcus Simeon with a 3-run homer. And that's the insurance the Blue Jays were looking for. It's now 8-4.
And he's got Joe Smith talking to himself. How about the big hits that Marcus Simeon has come up with on this road trip alone?
Oh, that pitch is out.
None bigger than that one right there. Look at the smiles on their faces. Slider. He stays back. He's fooled just a little bit, but he stays back enough. And when you're in this ballpark and you're a right-handed batter, it doesn't take much to get it into the Crawford boxes as he drops it in about 4 rows deep. A huge hit for the Blue Jays.
Ball, that's outside.
349 feet. But it was enough in this moment, in this ballpark tonight, for Simeon to turn a 1-run lead into a 4-run lead.
I got the count, 1 and 2.
Another one of those homers, Tabby, where StatCast says it would have been a home run in one current ballpark. Only this one.
Now
only this one. Not even Fenway Park, huh? Wow.
Not according to StatCast, just like Danny Jansen's last night. Boy, how big was that as the Astros kept inching closer. Marcus Simeon suddenly giving the Blue Jays some breathing room.
Now batting.
Bichette with the ground ball to short. Correa
Oh,
on to first to get him. And that'll retire the side. But home run number 8 on the season for Marcus Simeon gives the Blue Jays a 4-run lead going to the bottom of the 9th.
Safe.
Now batting, the center fielder, Aaron.
Ball, that's in.
Phone's ringing, dude.
Now batting, the right fielder, Aaron Judd. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Hey!
Now pitching for the Blue Jays, number 36, AJ Cole.
Hey! 0-2 is the count. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Ball, inside. Three balls, 2 strikes.
Blue Jays now up 8-4 after a 3-run homer from Marcus Simeon. And that that certainly changes the complexion of things. Charlie Montoyo has gone to left-hander Travis Bergen to try to get the last 3 outs.
And Charlie has shown a lot of faith in his young left-hander, young in terms of major league experience, and he has come through for him. He says he's fearless. He likes to use his fastball. He's not afraid to throw it. You can see the numbers for him are pretty good so far this season. Bergen with that good fastball velocity. And there's something about that fastball that hitters have had trouble picking it up. And none bigger than this situation right now, as Charlie Montoyo is showing a lot of faith in his young lefty.
Kyle Tucker's going to lead it off for the Astros. Houston sending up their 7, 8, 9. Could be a pinch hitter mixed in here at some point. Tucker 0 for 3 on the night and a check swing foul off for strike 1.
Bring it in the left-hander. Tells Dusty Baker, hey, why don't you just leave your best pinch hitter on the bench, and that's Michael Brantley. Doesn't encourage him to use him by bringing in this left-hander.
And Tucker late on that fastball. Bergen, who loves to throw his fastball, throws it about 95% of the time, jumps out in front 0-2.
He'll drop a breaking ball on you. We saw that in Oakland after all those fastballs. He dropped the breaking ball to pick up a strikeout.
And he did it right there to pick up a strikeout. 1 down.
That's why they like him. He comes in, he throws strikes at the top of the strike zone, and that's a big first out.
So 1 down, the Blue Jays 2 outs away, and here's Miles Straw, 0 for 3, hitting .212 on the season. And a fastball outside for ball 1. Again, the bullpen. If Bergen can finish this, yeah, Romano gave up a run, but it was the heart of the order. It scored on a ground out. The great 2 innings by Chatwood. Romano getting 3 important outs. And again, that Simeon home run just making everything feel so different than it otherwise would have.
Yeah, it could change who comes into the game to pitch or who stays into the game. It could change the mindset of Dusty Baker.
Fly ball to left center. Grichuk is there, and there are 2 outs.
But that 3-run home run changes everything. And now Travis Bergen can say, hey, here's my fastball. Let's see if you can beat me. And so far, so good. He strikes out Tucker and now gets Straw to weakly fly out to center field. And he's standing between a win is Martin Maldonado.
The catcher and number 9 hitter 1 for 3 on the night. Some offense early from the likes of Biggio, Jansen, Grichuk, and then late from Simeon. And Steven Matz, we shouldn't forget him.
Now back.
He started off great, got tougher as he went along, but he got through 5. And he stranded 5 runners in the last 3 innings that he pitched, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And he clearly was not at his sharpest, Abby, later on in the outing. But he got the outs he needed to get.
Didn't walk anybody. That's the key also. No free passes. They had their share of hits. He gave up the 8 hits, but he didn't walk anybody, adding to those problems. So he's in line for the win if they can get this one out.
A 2-strike count on Maldonado. And a fastball upstairs from Bergen.
We got time.
And the 1-2. Jammed him,
I got
a
to count.
fly
2
ball
and 2.
to shallow right down the line, and Teoscar is there to make a nice running catch and secure the victory. The Blue Jays start fast, finish strong, and beat the Astros 8-4 to even up the series at a win apiece.
What a great team win for the Blue Jays. They got enough pitching against a very good Houston Astros team. They hit their share of home runs, and then that big hit right at the end. So everybody contributed to this win against a very good Houston team. Blue Jays